taking over this group, I mean, Jim was outstanding with these guys. He really was, and he was an outstanding coach. He was an outstanding mentor. I think the guys really loved being around Jim. So from that standpoint, you're not going in trying to duplicate, what Jim did. You're going in being yourself. But I do think, the guys that I've got the opportunity to work with, they come to work every day. They're eager. They want to learn. We see some things differently, Jim and I did. So there's been some changes. But from a defensive standpoint, scheme-wise, it's all the same, and that's what I've been a part of for, however many years, going back to when I was a GA. That hasn't changed much. So, what I'm telling them, what they're hearing, is really no different defensively. It's really how we're going about doing some things, whether it be drills, whether it be the fundamental aspect of things. That's the difference. But trying to replace Jim in terms of who he was versus who I am, that we're different.
With Reid, he was kind of known for having big, thick informational packets of information.
Coach Reid scouting reports.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Is that something? One of those changes? Are you following that script? Or have you thinned it down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not handing out the big, thick. I'm not giving them the playbook week to week yet. But if they need it, then that's what I'm going to do. I don't think right now, it's probably fair for me to decide on, how I'm going to do things during a game week. But, again, Coach Reid and I are a little bit different in some ways.
Well, you mentioned you're doing things a little bit differently. I just wondered if you had any examples.
Well, I would say, just from a drill standpoint, just your everyday routine. You get 15 minutes of individual time. Well, I'm going to be a little bit different than the way Jim did his individual. That's a big thing. It's still the same defense. It's still the same reads. It's still the same terminology. It's just how I conduct myself, as a coach and what I expect for them, in terms of their growth in those individual periods.